Today is April 23rd, 2025. Okay. Today I went, or yesterday on the 22nd, because it's like midnight, 12:30. So it just became the 23rd. Yesterday on the 22nd, I was in Golden Crow, in Belden, and I went to get a salad, and I mostly eat salad when I'm there, okay? And, there's guys over by the salad bar. The drug cartel wants us to tell her she's fat so she don't eat so much salad. I'm not going to do it. They say they want her thinner for when they get around to selling her. And I'm not going to do it. Turn them in. You know someone trying to human traffic me? Turn them in. Seriously, turn them in. Okay? Oh, and by the way, you do realize this couple days ago in Hartville, the FBI called you people doing this dumb. They couldn't believe how dumb you are to pull such a stunt. Dumb. That they never fell for the stunt of a dirty doctor taping you unaware, confessing your crimes. Sat on it for years. Until Dave wanted a divorce. Nobody fell for that. He was in it with Dave. The police call Melissa stupid, and the FBI calls you people dumb. And then the so-called drug confession, they said it sounded mechanical. The voice alternator, they proved how they could copy people's voice and speak through it. You can get stuff like that on Google Play, buy it at Amazon. Okay? It's not like it's nothing new. Because they copied Will's voice. We're all Karen's Will. Karen's only deal Will's voice. Get the voice alternator out. They copied Carl's voice. It sounded slightly different. It doesn't sound like Carl. Remember last year? Alright. So they never found for your scam. But if these people were going to be dumb enough, when she calls the FBI hotline, to immediately walk into an FBI office and confess what they were doing to her, we told Agent John to go up there and act as dumb as they are. Act like you're going along with it and tell on her. Find out who's all involved. Alright. So that's where, on the recorded line, he admits he knows they're drug being raped. Or he told Apostolic Church of Barberton he knew they were drug being raped me and didn't care because Strange called me a fake or really use a pet. He needed to find out who was all involved. Then he confessed on a recorded line that he told on me, bullies me, makes me beg for my life, makes fun of me for some guy named Pete in a scam. Made no sense. Didn't even know who he was talking about. And then lists me informant with money and immunity. And then says if I didn't have. He's already admitted he told. He's talked to everyone. He told about 1,000 people. So, yeah. Then it becomes stupid. But they're dealing with dumb people. Like they said, investigators said there was never. What are these people doing complaining? There was no staying quiet in her case. These people walked in and sat and told the FBI they were legally monitored and already knew. Then these people sold the login so everyone knows. So it don't even matter what she says. They're the ones that told everyone. And already knew. There was never staying quiet in her case. What are these people saying? Oh, they're trying to pull a fast one because they're dumb. They think everybody's different. Just like they always knew that shower scene in the other room of me washing myself in the shower, they photoshopped that. They already knew. They could tell it was Photoshop. These people are dumb. It's a Florida drug cartel scam. I mean, it's about as pathetic as Dixie. On April 6, 25. I mean, think about that. Walking out in Jen's kitchen. Nobody thinks it's funny she married that old man. Been talking to an investigator, which I found out was Agent Wells' secretary scamming the stupid bitch. That lady investigator said she can extort all kinds of money out of the government. For me and Melissa, can never extort money. And how did that old man steal all his money? And so she gets nothing when he dies. And I can have it all. It's like, oh. I told her she had permission to tape me on tape. I said she had permission. But that lady investigator said it didn't matter if I said it was okay. She'd still get me money out of it. I can't. That's how stupid she is. Melissa said, that group of people they hired to watch her. Oh, she was involved in hiring him. Thank you. Where the chief of police up there gives groups of people special permission to break in other people's homes. No, we don't. You better not. There's no such thing as special permission. And definitely not for the Florida drug cartel. And to do things to people, which the way they described it totally made sense, because she's in that way. That lady investigator said she can extort all kinds of government money from Melissa and me. Even though I told her she could tape me of knowing Melissa's mean games up her end and the gunshot night. I gave her permission to tape me of knowing it. I can still show her, or I can still extort money out of her husband. No, you can't. You know, I told my new husband that. He started giggling. He looked at me and said, how dare she call me old? I said, aren't you upset that she tried to extort your money? He said, that's ridiculous. She can never get my money. How dare she call me old? Now, I told you, before the FBI, I have never even had my neighbors in my home. Family repair guys. Okay? Only 2 officers I talked to were on August 8th of 18 at midnight at a light in the security system outside. And they came out, they said it looked like an alien or an angry spirit and told me to buy a dog and let a dog handle it. They didn't want bothered. And that I thought it was the dirty well water giving me cancer. Waking up with orange, lemon, grapefruit-sized bruises all over me. Muscle pain like you would not believe. Migraine, headache, throwing up. In a severe swollen personal area till I could hardly pee and I screamed when I peed. I thought the dirty well water was giving me cancer just showering in it. And here I'm being drugged, being raped in my own home. Never seen her talk to anybody. Take a drink out of a Diet Coke, the room would go dizzy and black. Wake up hours later like that, or wake up with injection wounds and more bruises. Okay? I have 3 weird memories. One, the sound of marching, footsteps. Another one of a white man's arm with a big syringe in it and needle coming at me with a white dress shirt, sleeves rolled up, gray pinstripe, and the room went dark. Thought it was a nightmare. And I remember screaming, and it felt like my back was being ripped open to my sternum, and every cell in my chest was screaming in pain. I couldn't see it. I couldn't get air. And all I could hear was the wails of screaming. And I couldn't breathe. And I couldn't see anything. And all I could feel was pain. I thought it was a nightmare. My neighbor Amy said they were probably smothering me with a pillow. Okay? I didn't think of that. Their version is, poor Dave. Poor Dave. Had to sit in the basement while she had wild sex with other men upstairs. He listened to me scream under drugs in agony while those men were drugging with me. He sat and listened to it. He was human trafficking me out of that house under drugs for his teenage drug addict girlfriend. And the bastard's free. That's how sick this is. But poor Dave. I don't blame him for what he did to her. Oh. So when are you gonna arrest the crazy bitch? Like they said, the investigators about died when I did that tape and asking the investigators to get my money so I can help my children. And that I didn't know my 2 older ones were involved with it the whole time. Now, I am still having a hard time thinking John would be involved. He's college educated. Yeah. Well, so is Melissa, and she's involved. They had a cult thing, brainwashing kind of shit. But it's even hard to swallow that Josh is involved. Did he try to extort some money out of somebody who'd been drugged for fake confession, beaten, raped? And try to help murder me for Dave to have a teenage girlfriend? And he's 60? And he would risk giving up his children, his home, and his job? See, that's where the lure of the cartel, of thinking they're unstoppable, and they can do any crime, and they're invincible, makes people stupid. Arrest them. Where I almost died to save them. When Dave said, I'll kill everyone, you realize I'll kill everything you love in life over my dead body. You want me, you could have me. You won't have them. I went around taping my own witnesses, thinking if I get killed, at least they got caught trying to kill me and my children had lived. Like Officer John told all the investigators, she risked her life. She was willing to lay her life down to save them. And they were in it with him the whole time, the two older ones. And even framing her youngest son that he was doing it. He didn't know anything about it. And put them in jail. Just get my grandkids away from her. Those people showed kitty porn of my grandkids going potty. Michelle admitted at Faith Family Church she was even watching people in the bathroom. Her group admitted they sold kitty porn. She can have anybody try to be right. She just has to ask those guys. Where I was talking to my friend Tess. Seeing them there. People that were from Florida. Said they worked for Judge Peter. 3,000 people seen them. Told everybody. No. Oh, and people here in Louisville seen them. They were in the bar. The Henry Mafia Gentleman's Club from Florida. Drug traders from Florida. Work for Judge Peter. We all work for the King from Texas guys too. Like they said, everybody realized how not funny this is when those men showed up and said that they worked for a drug lord and Dave hired them. No. My chest is tight. First couple of days, couldn't even scream. Couldn't cry. And then I broke down crying on the way to work. Now it's just stomach ache. Chest pains. I know it's going to get taken care of. You know what the FBI did not want you to know. They wouldn't show up and say something. Because they know my phone is bugged by them. And they know it's hacked. They know the case is hacked. And they're showing up telling you in public. They're going to be taking care of this. They want you to know. And like they said, the police up there better not be bad-mouthing her with what's going on. It's a drug cartel, Scott. I mean, their whole thing of a dirty attorney involved in this. Attorney would know you go to jail. I talked to Roland. Where Dave said he hired some guy named Pete. He didn't say no attorney. First and last name. My God, for breaking the Fourth Amendment constitutional rights, having me human trafficked, drug beat, and raped. First and last name. I can sue him. My children can sue him. And then there's scam of their doctor friend. Lying that he was one of mine. Worked for Dave, never one of mine. They already confessed that. And they already got him under police surveillance. They even said we got that girl under police surveillance confessing that she was part of trying to have her killed. And that doctor was not even one of hers. Now, there's common sense. HIPAA violations. Privacy Act. Your medical records are sealed. You have to sign a release. They can't even disclose that they ever seen you, treated you for anything. Other doctor can't even look you up. They go to jail. Hmm? Then they've already documented, and oh, that agent that was dating Michelle got it out of Dave. That where he's telling people he was forced to marry me. It was one of his old girlfriends from before me. My whole marriage was a scam. That she told him to marry me so she could have free insurance. The other woman using my insurance was Dave's girlfriend. They scammed me, and so he could give her extra money. That's where the heavyset white round woman showed up at the factory. Within 9 months of my marriage, she was there before. He scammed me the whole time. Now, I want you to think about that. Think about that. She had back then you didn't have to show ID. Hospital stays, even argued with Holman Hospital. Called me, wanted to talk about it, say I hadn't stayed in your hospital in years, and you see Dr. So-and-so, I never heard him tell him about this lady using my insurance for running up bills. We sat and talked. Never met you. And she said, well, you said you had 2 little girls. I have 3 boys. I told you it's some other woman. Your insurance is this. Yes, click. Happened all the time. You just went and filled out your information. You never showed ID. You didn't bring your insurance card. You called in later. That's how people used to get away with stuff like this. Even Walgreens today, you pull up, you tell them your name, your address, they hand you a prescription, never ask for ID. Couldn't get pain medicine because she got it filled the week before. Okay. And Officer Mark documented that half my medical records are this lady's. My brother knew her and my mom, every union rep in the union committee. And then Dave confessed to a federal agent. It was his girlfriend from before. Okay? Now, because doctors can't even look you up without a sign release, they go to jail. That's where this whole stupid scam is so stupid it's out the wazoo. And even Michelle confessed to a federal agent. Oh, where a couple years ago, the FBI didn't help you because that FBI agent went out with Michelle because she's so beautiful. So they didn't help you because she's so beautiful. He's dating her. Told everyone. Well, March 27, 25, he broke up with her. He got her to confess she was part of bashing my head in. Tried to kill me that day. To leave me, either kill me or leave me brain damaged and incompetent. It didn't work. And that doctor, the reason why I don't know who he is, he was never one of my doctors. He works for them. And they lied. And then Dave's thing, how I got out of Dave, that it was his girlfriend from before, made him marry me so she could use my insurance. And she'd have free insurance, and he could give her extra money. He broke up with her. Then April 17th, 25, that dumb bitch is in Sheetz parking lot in Hartville. There's expensive SUVs driving around. And she outwalks. I look in the side rear view mirror. There's a thin blonde girl, white pants, pink shirt, long blonde curly hair. Profile, yeah, Michelle. What I seen over at the Family Church. And she's out there. She's so mad, she's loud. The SUV stopped. Talked to some of the police up there. They said, how stupid was I confessing to that federal agent? Well, you knew he was a federal agent. Where she tried to say that it was an undercover federal agent. You knew he was an FBI agent. The riffraff bragged everywhere. You were dating him. You knew you were dating a federal agent. Remember when your riffraff laughed at me? That I was part of that. She's going on how she was part of bashing my skull and then tried to have me killed. And then, I had confessed that that doctor wasn't even hers. And that's why she didn't know who he was. We could all go to jail for this. And I really liked him. Okay, psycho. My brother-in-law worked for the government. He was not allowed to be associated with anybody of known crimes and no illegal immigrants. So he was dating you to scam you, or he would have went to jail. He never really liked you. He was scamming you. And it don't matter how beautiful you are, you sell people for a living. You sell people for a living. For sex slaves and to be murdered. It don't matter if you're the most beautiful thing on this planet. You're a killer. You sell women and children for sex slaves and to be murdered. And you sell kiddie porn. Why do you think he was dating you? Because he wanted you to confess. And then you confessed in front of all the cops. And they got you. Haha. He was scamming you the whole time. Whole time. Whole time. Deal with it. Like those ladies said, we have that girl under police surveillance. Oh, she was so loud. It was coming across the parking lot. Those SUVs stopped. Who do you think was in there, honey? Told you. Grab her and drill her. She'll sing like a canary. Now think of the guy in my apartment. My old apartment. When I say someone needs to do something about it, I mean law enforcement. My God. Him telling neighbors where that church is sending out emails asking other religious group and people to harm me. They're trying to hire assassins. Where I was almost shot in the head driving that kind of shit. And asking people to show up to harass me and to make sure I have nothing. Now, if you're a godly man or a good man, you see something like that, what do? You report it to the police or the FBI. Somebody's trying to have somebody killed. No, our religious group was there first. They'll kill us. Then he knew it was the Florida human traffickers in my home. He was part of the fake dirty doctor, taping me unaware, drugging me and telling me to say filthy statements I've heard, and it's disgusting. They already confessed years ago they drugged me and told me to say it before. Laughed at the FBI years ago. Laughed at everybody repeatedly. And then the FBI is already saying they knew it sounded mechanical and it was altered. Okay? But he was in that agent. He was there from the beginning, his religious group. So he already knew that, right? Mm-hmm. It was a scam of the dirty doctor. A photoshopping and washing, he was part of it. He's probably one of my rapists. Okay? He knew they were selling kiddie porn. He's part of selling child pornography. He was in that agent's office when that and with them, when they win it, because they're so proud they hurt me, because they're that dumb. And when she hit that agent, asked her, she knew about that doctor. It's not my doctor. They already confessed several times. They already got him. And she said she didn't know who that doctor was. That agent knew she was lying. Turned her back over to us, told us to do whatever he wanted. Well, a good man, or godly man, wouldn't hurt you at all. Wouldn't even think of it. Wouldn't participate in this. They would have called the police or the FBI. Right? Right. Only sick, demon-possessed people would go in and hurt somebody. And then run cuts this kind of scam. Him outside, well, about a week ago, going, dancing around at me and my husband. Thinks he's funny. Going to the neighbors. Do you know a doctor taped her on unaware before saying da 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 da? They already confessed they drugged me and told me to say it. Officer Mark already told people in August of 23, it's documented and verified, she was framed before, and it was a drug cartel in my home before. Drug cartel. So he's in it with a Florida drug cartel. And he knew that wasn't my doctor. He was setting up the whole scam. Him and his religious group. Oh, and they're fake law enforcement. Pull the case, pull his men. Where she seen one of those guys following her from the beginning of the case, that was one of our religious group. Oh, which reminds me, Officer John Mark, you need Carl's attorney. I seen one of them walk in his office. Make sure they're not down there pulling this scam. Scared of him? Scared of that. I told Carl, whatever he does, don't acknowledge him. I don't want to worry about people breaking in our apartment and beating you to death. Amy already told him when they were over there beating her, I could hear bangs through the walls. When they tortured me, July to September 19, midnight to 3. She could hear them. I said, I don't want to worry about them breaking in here and killing you. Or killing both of us. They've already tortured me, bashed my skull in, human trafficked me. Almost shot me driving, shooting night up there. Drugged me till I lost 70 pounds. We tried to get this other apartment in another town or another place to live. We didn't get it. They run around and they think it's funny. Spreading their lies. I've tried to rent before and I couldn't get an apartment and they were laughing that they were stopping me. They would run around, badmouth me, try to find out where I get a new job. You talk about a hate crime. for them victimizing me. And defrauding the FBI. He's so proud of that. He tells everyone, trying to turn people around. Some ladies in another apartment building. The police have said some drug dealer did it to her before, and that guy's saying he's involved. Why don't the police arrest him? Yeah, that's why I'm like, someone needs to do something about him. Scared of him? Scared out of my mind. Those people tortured me. They human trafficked me. Beat me under drugs. They bashed my skull in. Scared of him? Yeah. The thought he was in there scamming that agent. He knew he was scamming him. He's trying to scam all the neighbors. Look at him and say, we're not backwood hicks. It's illegal for a doctor to tape you unaware. It's on Google. There's HIPAA violations. They could never even talk to you. We're not stupid. And we already been here for the drugs and told her to say it. Premier made everything up on her. Melissa's lies. We've already heard all this shit. And it was a human trafficker. So you're a human trafficker? But he's supposed to be so copy. I hate when these occults put the name of God on harming people. Scared of him? Extremely. See, in 18 and 19, they said they were trying to get a people together to lynch me. They're going to have a hanging party. Even Dave bragged it in front of the cops. They also, by June of 19, they were trying to get a group of people to beat me to death. That's where he's trying to start his hate crime. I think they think the police and the FBI are stupid. Where they already been working this case. And they already know him. Like Officer Mark said, it's documented and verified she was framed before. And it was a drug cartel in her home before. We've seen them. It's also documented and verified. It was a medication error that made her sick before. And it's documented and verified. Another woman was even using her insurance. They already knew all this, okay? But he thinks he has to go out and do his little crusade of pulling the Florida drug scam. I'm going to go ahead and upload this. I'm tired, and I'm tired of the foolishness of these dumb people. The police call Melissa stupid, and the FBI calls these people dumb. I can't believe how actual dumb they are. Said I heard Dixie thinks she can store money out of people. She said they all do. Well, the one. You can never even attempt to extort money. Do you remember Officer Mark and John in, like, was it 21, when they were bragging about the shower scene in the other room, drugs, and told us that? And there was people outside my apartment talking. Can we wait and try to get her later? No. Do we have anything on her besides what those people did to her? No. Can we try to use it later? No. While they're trying. This is, can we wait and try to get her later? Like they said, we'll set it up. Nobody would ever touch her again in her life after what those people did to her. FBI informant for life. Till they put me in another witness protection program. Still staying in immunity. Because you guys are crazy. And dumb. And dumb and crazy. And dumb, crazy, and mean. You know, I don't even... My children being involved in this, I don't understand. I don't. And like even people were talking over the weekend, her kids had everything. Why would you help your dad for his girlfriend to get everything? Why would you try to have your mother killed? Why would you have her drugged, beaten, raped by the drug cartel? Why would you have her drugged and framed for your dad's girlfriend? Why would you even help? When you got your own home, a good job, a wife, children, you may not have the nicest cars, but you got cars. Huh? Why would you risk your existence to help your father with his teenage girlfriend? And he's 60. Huh? Then John makes really good money, like 150 grand a year. College educated. Married. Why would you, has children, why would he help him at all? And he's college educated. Would know better, but that I call it brainwashing. But still, why would you kill your own mother for your dad to have a teenage girlfriend? And help out in those vile crimes, and knowing they're selling kiddie porn of children going to the bathroom? And having your mother human trafficked and beaten, raped under drugs for your dad's new drug cartel girlfriend? Why would you give up your freedom and then try to extort money out of the victim and the government? The lure of the cartel that they can pull any scam, do any crime, and they're not unstoppable. They get these idiots to participate, and then other people go to jail because they're too stupid to say no. Because of the lure of fast money. You know, I was out in the Belden with a client. There was cartel girls out there. They had some girl in there, and they were talking her into stealing stuff out of that store. Well, she grabbed that bag and went to walk out, and the thing went off and grabbed her. And they were laughing that she did it. They got arrested. They thought it was funny. She was stupid enough to try to show up to them. Stupid. They're going to end up in jail, and they need to be. They're actually involved in this, and Dixie's showing her true self. True self. Where, oh, she's so scared of Dave, and actually she goes to do that when you arrest her, bitch slap her. I can't have you around because I'm scared of what these people are doing to you. It's too much for me. And act like she's so scared. And the whole time she's doing it with Dave laughing. Heavily harmed. You put the bitch in jail. You put my kids in jail. They are actually part of this. You put them in jail. People died. People were sold. I was almost murdered trying to save them. We put them in jail. Like they said, her family, where we all know Karen, when the FBI releases her money, she was going to willingly hand them money. And before her family would willingly take it from her, that she could willingly hand it to them. They'd rather have her murdered, drugged, beat, raped, framed to steal and extort from her than put them in jail. And then them trying to frame Danny and Jen, they knew nothing. They were talking, the FBI was talking about it up there. You know, if they didn't want you to know all this, they wouldn't say it in public, knowing you sold the login. Sort of like the U.S. Marshals, January 20th, 23, showing up in Worcester, then announcing they'll be taking care of it. They arrested 803 weeks later. Like the lady said, don't ever think the government was going to ever let this go. Well, they had said that they had to get the person behind this before they could move me because they were afraid they'd follow me. They also wanted to get everybody involved in this so I wouldn't get harmed. They couldn't follow me. Well, they got all those drug dealers. And then more and more saved lives. You know, and that's where those ladies were talking. Some of the investigators feel horrible for what she lived through. Horrible. You know, others had been talking. They even let them torture her to get their trust. So they would tell them where they had the people so they could rescue them. They sacrificed me. Will, where other people were talking about you being in 18 and 19, they all said Karen works for Will. Will's her boss. Will said he don't care what Karen does. And nobody's allowed to say a word. She works for him. They were talking that way about you on Saturday. Now, we need to talk about paying your employees on time and hazardous work conditions. Oh, the officers that watch me think I'm funny. What do you do at this point? What do you do? My heart feels like it's been ripped out. People that I almost died to save were in it with Dave and his teenage drug cartel girlfriend. Get my grandchildren away from them and put them in jail. And see, that's where they have everything. Even people in Golden Corral, those guys had everything. Why would you risk it? See, even for their children's sake, why would you risk it? Why? The lure of fast money, the power of the cartel. They scam idiots into doing horrible things. You end up going to jail for them. And like other investigators said, what are these people's problem with saying if she says something? Those people walked into an FBI office, confessed they were illegally monitoring her, and already knew. Then they sold the log into the case, and everybody knows. They're the ones that told. It don't matter what she says, people already know. Why are they even opening their mouth? Because they're trying to pull another fast one. Another fast one. God, I hate her crap. You know that life of peace she promised me? Still fighting for peace every day. You know, as a mother, I still have a hard time thinking my boys would do this. They're that evil. Put him in jail. Dave's got this thing about him. He drops his head. He like scuffs his feet like a little boy. And he can manipulate people into doing anything. And he's pure evil. I've seen him do it before. But they knew better. They're part of all this, put them in jail. And honestly, Officer John Amar, well, you need, when you arrest them, you make sure you get me and Danny's family out of here. The retaliation will be swift and hard. They don't need to find us. Michelle's already confessed. They got her under police surveillance. And that agent she was dating, she had already confessed to him, and he's telling all the investigators. That doctor was never mine. He works for them. They lie. So I call him the Pinocchio Group. But you already knew it was a scam. Like those lady agents, nobody fell for that. Those other guys that were talking, it sounded mechanical anyways. We knew they altered it. Well, yeah. They confessed they were drugging me and telling me to say stuff before. 18. Photoshopped all their lies. Married some guy named Chris Elderman. It was a drug cartel. Florida drug cartel in my home. That's where those ladies said, with everything that's going on, the police up there better not be insulting her. It's a drug scam from the drug cartel. Think about that. Trying to prove to you people they can do this to anyone. Huh? They can't. I'm going to upload this. But when you arrest him, make sure you grab Danny's family and us. And me. I don't know if Carl will go because he loves his dad's farm so much. But that'll be his choice. Their retaliation will be swift and hard. We all know that. And what they're capable of doing. I just thought this time would have came 6 years ago. I knew I'd come back around though. I actually gave up hope that one day they'd take care of it. I need my money. Yeah. I'm gonna upload this. And when you arrest everybody, get the guy in my apartment. Law enforcement. It's like help. He's trying to start his own little hate crime. Officer John, you're badass. So are you, Officer Mark. You screamed at drug dealers. We tell him not home and tell him all. He'll tell you how he was part of this whole thing and confessed to you. Like they said, that we already got his confession. We listened to the car speaker tapes of that March 30th, 25. And that idiot confesses to all that. They call him an idiot. I'm gonna upload this.